Hari Om friends, welcome once again to my Sanatan Dunya channel, your spiritual home. In this video, I shall be giving my commentary upon verses 69 to 72 of the second chapter of the Bhagawad Geeta. For those of you who have not yet watched the commentaries on the previous verses of the Gita, I suggest you go ahead and watch these videos before proceeding further with this video. These videos are available in the playlist titled Bhagawad Geeta Commentary, all 18 chapters. Before I go ahead and give the commentary upon these verses of the second chapter of the Bhagawad Geeta, I have a small request to make. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, then I suggest you do so that you may be updated about forthcoming videos uploaded to this channel. So let's move on. The 69 to 72nd slokas of the second chapter of the Gita are as follows. What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. That is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. Being so situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. The commentary of the mentioned four slokas is as follows. In verse 69, Bhagavan distinguishes between the two broad categories of people in this world, namely the materialistic and the spiritual. The use of the expressions night and time of awakening is symbolic here. What it means is as follows. For an average materialistic person, all his materialistic and fruitive activities can be called day or the time of awakening for him, as he relishes working for rewards and pursuing a materialistic way of life. He rejoices in such materialistic activities and lacks any interest in spiritual or devotional activities. Hence, spiritual activities is night for him, meaning he does not relish them. On the other hand, a spiritual person has a liking for spiritual and devotional activities and keeps his mind and senses engaged in seeking the truth and worshipping God. He has completely dedicated his life for the service of God, and hence such spiritual activities are day for him. Accordingly, all materialistic and sensual activities are night for him, as he does not derive any joy out of them. By virtue of being established in Samadhi, he finds the petty joy of materialistic activities to be totally insignificant. As we had seen in the previous video, any desire, when pursued, invariably leads to anger or disappointment. When a particular desire is not fulfilled, it leads to anger. And when a desire is satisfied too, it leads to disappointment, as the joy derived through its fulfillment is invariably much lesser than what one had expected and imagined. Hence, Bhagavan says that the sensible yogi absorbs all his desires within himself, like the way an ocean absorbs all rivers and continues to remain still. Unlike an average materialistic person, the yogi does not strive to satisfy his desires. He enjoys limitless bliss from God contact during meditation, and hence he finds satisfaction of mundane desires to be very trivial. In fact, Bhagavan is saying that only a person who renounces all his desires and seeks satisfaction in the self can be truly happy, and not a man who strives to satisfy his desires. But this doesn't mean that an average person cannot realize God. He can very well realize God and lasting happiness if he learns to be a master of his mind and not its slave. By exercising sense control and control over desires, and by constant meditation upon the self over a long period of time, one can slowly but surely inch closer to the ultimate goal of life, which is self-realization. In fact, Bhagavan adds that if one is able to achieve the bliss of Samadhi even shortly before death, one can enter into the kingdom of God, meaning he can attain permanent liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So friends, here ends the commentary on the 69th to 72nd verses of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And with this, we come to the end of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Stay tuned for more commentaries on the following verses of the Gita, and keep checking this channel for updates to this playlist titled Bhagavad Gita Commentary, all 18 chapters, and also do watch the other videos available in this channel so that you can enhance your knowledge of the eternal religion or Sanatana Dharma. And in case you have not already subscribed to my channel, then I suggest you do so that you may be updated about forthcoming videos uploaded to this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great time ahead. Hari Om.